So yeah, I didn't really sleep too well last night, but I did a lot yesterday. Brother Aaron and Anisha came over to Ipswich. We went and preached the gospel in Ipswich town centre. We just took over that place, man. There was all these Palestinian protesters, and there was hundreds of them in Ipswich town centre. But we were like a bit away from them, and we were just rapping and preaching the gospel. And there were so many people around because of the football as well. Um, yeah, the gospel was preached. We did the concert in the evening in the Key. I did my album launch. Went really well. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that came. Really appreciate all your support. There was a good number of people, man. It was a good turnout. And yeah, they take a lot of work, these events. So I probably won't do another one now until next year. But yeah, I think next time I might get some local artists in Ipswich to support me, like Isaac's wife, and a few other people. But yeah, I'll talk about that more near the time. But yeah, I want to just make a quick reaction video to the Tyson Fury Francis Ngannou because yeah, that was a bit of a shock, man. Tyson Fury is just I don't know what it was. He didn't seem himself, but credit to Ngannou. He really turned up. But it reminded me of the Tyson Fury Otto Wallen fight. Like he just didn't really seem good in that fight. And I remember watching the documentary and they said he overtrained in that fight and he was like below weight. He wasn't his normal weight. And a lot of people said that in this fight he looked a bit underweight as well. Like boxing is such a sophisticated sport and yeah, like when things don't I don't know, for Fury it's pretty obvious when he's not like his full weight, he doesn't I've just noticed it twice now because that was so similar to the Otto Wallen fight. He just didn't turn up, man. He didn't fight like he usually can. And he did say he had a 12-week training camp. So usually he just has like a 5 to 8 week training camp. Maybe this was too big of a camp. I don't know. So yeah, but I'm gonna break it down because even though I've watched a lot of people on YouTube saying Eddie Hearn's obviously gonna say, uncanny fight because he likes to just stoke, he wants to get that fight with Joshua. But I've kind of watched quite a few people's reaction, and then I've watched the fight back again. So I'm going to show you guys a breakdown of the fight. I'm just going to title this Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury got humbled. Plus yeah, keep me impressed by the way, guys, because I've had a bit of an outbreak on my skin. My skin's not good at the moment. I've got little red blotches everywhere, and I've actually got an appointment soon with a specialist to see it because it's like the worst it's ever been. Been bad, kind of bad for like a couple of weeks now. But yeah, keep me in prayer for that one. Pray for healing. Okay, so let's talk about the Tyson Fury fight. Let's talk about where do we start? So I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share what if it'll let me. Oh, maybe it won't let me. I thought I could share this. Yeah, no, it won't let me. Okay. Ignore my video because my video's a bit on a blink, it seems. So, okay. So this is how I've scored it. I've looked at the stats afterwards. And I did remember thinking this at the time. I remember thinking the first couple of rounds, like Fury was bossing it. he was landing more punches. You can see there 11 punches to 6 in the first, 6 punches to 7. So I gave the first 2 rounds to Fury, 10-9. And then obviously the knockdown in the third round. And Ngannou really dominated that round, by the way. Round 3, he really he got Fury with some good punches, man. And yeah. Anyway, so he got the knockdown, and then Fury knew he was in a fight. So you had to give that one to Ngannou. And I'd give the next one to Ngannou as well because it seemed to take round 4 for Fury to recover. He landed 2 more punches, so I've given him 9-10 for that round. Then round 5, Fury came back into it. He started throwing out the jab more and keeping it. I remember Sugar Hill saying to him in the corner, just keep the jab out. Like, you've stopped using the jab, use the jab. Because he was making the mistake of getting into like a bit of a scrap with Ngannou, and that's bad tactics because Ngannou's like a wrestler and an MMA fighter. So keep the distance. He's a bigger guy. All he needed to do was just jab, jab, get behind the jab, and just keep the distance. And he probably should have done that the whole fight, but I guess he wanted to win emphatically and he wanted to do damage, but he just couldn't damage. He couldn't land any really meaningful punches on Ngannou the whole fight. So yeah, round 5 I've got Fury 10-9, landed a few more punches. I've got him round 6 as well. Round 7 I give a draw because they've got about the same amount of punches. There wasn't really much action in that round 7. Round 8, Ngannou was much better in that round. He landed some really meaningful punches on Fury, and Fury looked all over the place. At one point he sort of like held on and he sort of just took a knee. Um, yeah, he kind of just like walked into Ngannou and took a knee. Maybe that's not a knockdown because it wasn't really like at the end of a punch, but I don't know. Some referees would give that as a knockdown because he just seemed to kind of just fall into Ngannou and then just took a knee. But anyway, there wasn't any count given, so I gave that one. But that one, I gave a 10-9 to Ngannou. Round 9, Fury. Then round 9 and round 10, I gave both to Fury. Like from that point, Ngannou was really tired and he didn't really get that many punches on Fury at all. And Fury didn't exactly punch him loads of times, but he did get him with quite a few jabs and stuff. So you'd have to give round 9 and round 10. I've got a feeling that Fury just after round 3, I think he felt the power of Ngannou. And you do have to give a little bit of credit to Fury because I think his experience, he just knows how to win. Like he probably knew in his head, he's like, well, I can just win this on points now because I'll just keep him at distance and keep the jab. But yeah, at the same time, he probably wanted to entertain him because that's his new style. Fury, he likes to get the knockout. Very poor performance by Fury but that's probably because we hold him at such a high standard. But he can have off days, and there was an off day. But a true champion, I guess, wins even when he's having a bad day. And yeah, I've scored it. I've totaled that up, and I scored it 95-93 to Fury. Everyone's got different opinions. I remember seeing Gareth Davis. He said he thought Fury won as well. Sometimes you wonder if these people are just saying it because they're friends with him, but the key thing is a lot of experienced boxers thought that Fury just won, like especially Lennox Lewis. He said that. Yeah, but I think it depends how you want to judge it because there's this thought out there that like if someone looks like they're dominating and pushing the pace and all that kind of stuff, which you could make the argument that Ngannou was, that means they won the fight. But I don't really think boxing works like that. I think if you land more punches on the other opponent, if it's hit and not get hit. So if you land more punches than the other person, like generally you win the rounds. And I've got him winning by 2 points in the end. But it was very close. And Ngannou, to say that I think it's his first boxing match against the heavyweight champion of the world. It really shouldn't have been that close. Like when you look at it like that, it really. And Fury was not. You could tell by his body language at the end. He was not. He was relieved. Like he wasn't his usual cocky self. And Do you know, in a way, it was nice to see Fury get humble because I don't like outside of boxing. Me personally, yeah, it's great and everything that you did for mental health, but I think like Fury's kind of become a little bit prideful in more recent years. Just and he's become. I do agree with like talk sport. Like sometimes I think he's been acting like a bit of a baby. Um, just stop him say like talk sport can't come to watch him and stuff like that. I just think it's abusing his power a little bit. You got to be a bit thicker skinned than that, and I think he shouldn't act like that because he knows like people like Simon Jordan and or the people at Talksport, they're just giving the honest opinion. They're not just going to be yes men. And sometimes I don't like it when really big stars they seem to just want yes men all the time. Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's kind of nice to see Fury get a bit humbled. I watched Adam Catterall, I think his name is, on Talksport, and he gave this interview about how he kind of you could make an argument that Fury's not really been very helpful in negotiations with a lot of these fights in the last 2 or 3 years, like with the Usyk one and another one, the Joshua fights. He's just kind of just been a bit erratic, and we even heard it in the documentary with the. If you watch episode 7 at Home with the Furies, I'm going to watch it now just to check what this guy's talking about, but he didn't seem to want that Joshua fight. And he was kind of trying to do it so much on his own terms, and it was just like I don't know what he's just a bit erratic. Sometimes I wish he'd just stay silent and just let the promoters like sort the fights out because him piping up all the time seems to be what stops the fights in the end. But I've defended Fury for so long. I took my picture with him years ago. I've got a picture just up here. You can see that. I'll just show you guys. Start showing it. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see this. I got my picture taken with him years ago. I used to really look up to him, but I don't know. Just in more recent years, I just think he's just become a bit childish outside of the ring. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, anyway, maybe comment what you guys think. If you think, who you think won that fight, and give your reasons why. But yeah. Anyway, guys, just before I go, just remember the album is out now. I'll put a link in the description for the album. I hope for you guys. Yeah, check out the album, 8-track album, Holy Spirit. It's out now. Have a good day, guys. Peace.